I woke up this morning, I knew I was going to have a great day. You woke up this morning and you knew you was going to have a great day. GT knew he was going to have a great day, but you didn't know it was going to be this good and that it could get better. Welcome to More Than Lyrics. I am one of your hosts. I am Bobby. This is my man, GT. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for being here. More lyrics. It's just me and Bobby in the studio again. And I think that today is going to be a pretty cool conversation. July 25th, I believe is the day. It's the last Friday of the month, is National Hire a Veteran Day.
Okay.
And with what I do for work, I'm always trying to take advantage of like holidays that are coming up. February, we do Love the Bus. January, after New Year, it's New Year, New Career. So, just trying to play on the theme of the season. But another thing I do in my job is I'm a military ambassador. So you've been a part of a couple of different veteran hiring events that we host, the Project Warrior. And I think for what I do in hiring school bus drivers or first student, that veterans is a perfect demographic. They're tough, they got the grit, they're dependable, and they're not afraid of the kids. No. Which we see in a lot of civilians. But they're also used to dealing with the heavy equipment and all that stuff. So that's one holiday that I always keep on my radar, the National Hire a Veteran Day. Yep. I'm excited about this day that's coming up. I'm actually going to be in Des Moines for a hiring event, and it's actually two parts. So Friday is a veteran hiring fair, and then Saturday is the Cornbread Renaissance Festival. I'll actually be rapping in Des Moines for that. I'm pretty excited. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The last time we went to Des Moines was for Good Vibes. We had the open mic there, and that was fun. And now we'll be going back for Cornbread Renaissance.
Cornbread Renaissance.
Yes, sir.
Why Cornbread Renaissance?
That's a great question. So it's actually cornbread Renaissance.
Okay.
And it's a play on words, right? So Iowa, like their bread on corn, and then cornbread because the dude that created it likes cornbread.
Okay.
He said on the Friday event that there's going to be like 50 variations of cornbread.
That was going to be my next question, because don't talk about cornbread and there's not going to be
not
any.
Have cornbread.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So all throughout the week, there's different events that are happening, like Mondays, Media Monday, Tech Tuesday, Wellness Wednesday, Thriving Thursday, and then Friday is there's something else that's going on with that. But I'm actually going for the hiring event for veterans, and then Saturday we'll have the big festival in the park, and Sunday will be. The dude told me there's like 21 Christian hip hop artists that are coming out to do a concert on Sunday.
And they're from all the local areas?
They're from, I don't want to get to lying, but it's one of the record labels that they like scout out Christian hip hop talent. Okay. They're going to have a bunch of them there. And he was like, it's going to be like 21 of these dudes, and they got like a 4-hour set. Like, this is crazy. Can I get on?
Yeah.
Let me get in there
if
somewhere.
you can get on that would be, you'd want to be a part of that.
100%.
Yeah, 100%. You want to be a part of that.
It is happening. Like, I'm going to be here. Let me get in somehow.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm excited for that. When this episode airs, we'll actually be in that week. So I want to make sure that we're intentional in that. But I definitely wanted to talk about the support in the military. At the time of this taping, we're just coming out of the 4th of July, talking about freedom, and history is one of those things for me that I never was really like real big into it. But I feel like the origin of America and Christopher Columbus finding it, and the Emancipation Proclamation, all those things. Like there's different stories depending on who you ask and different perspectives of that. But I would like Bobby for you to share a little bit about Fourth of July freedom and why those things are important to you.
Well, and it's interesting that we're having this conversation because just the other day I was talking to Oakland, and I said, it seems that in America we'll find any reason to barbecue and turn everything into you got to get here and buy this, 4th of July sales, you get it's like,
Yeah.
and I'm a veteran, so I like it when things are what things should be, and that's my personal thing. But for me, it's a time of reflection because when you think about the percentage of people that are actually in the military, the percentage of people that have served in the military that are still alive. I mean, there's small percentages. It's not like half the country, served in our armed forces. So I have a lot of respect for every branch of the service and everybody that's currently served and has served. And when you have an opportunity to sit back and really think about that and focus on what people really go through for the freedoms that everyone can enjoy, there should be a lot of focus in our government to make sure that what the veterans lost their lives for and what you go into the situation for. I'd just like to see more emphasis on focusing on the veterans, the sacrifices they made, coming back from a situation, coming back. It's good. I think what you're doing and having veteran services. Like when I got out, to be honest, I didn't look for any veteran services. I got out and started working right away. And it didn't occur to me at that time, I was just like, I did my time. I was in the service. I enjoyed my time in the service. And now I have to start this new chapter of my life. And one of the events I went to with you, like this, you're traveling with you and going to these things. I didn't realize there were so many services available. And getting the message out, I know is probably a challenge.
Yeah.
To get those out. But the amount of time that I spent gearing up to be the best Marine that I could be, we don't get the opportunity to gear down to be the best civilian that we could be.
Yeah.
So it's I did logistics, and probably for me is a easier transition. I don't know, but maybe it is an easier transition to become a civilian, and then the services that exist. I think if I had known sooner, and I'm not sure if that's 100% on me, what my mindset was then when I got out. I was like, I don't need that. I'm just fine.
Right.
As opposed to, everything happens so fast, man. It's like you're getting out and paperwork is getting thrown at you. People are like, you don't even really understand, the verbiage of this, and this, and this, and this. You got to get a job.
Right.
And you gotta keep moving, you gotta keep it going. So if anything I can do to volunteer or to be around to spread the word and to help and I enjoy being there, and I enjoy seeing the veterans, and some of them, like to have those goofy comments of, you know how that turns out. So
Yeah.
that's we always invite that. Um, but yeah, I mean, the 4th of July, it means maybe something different to the veterans than just a barbecue.
I can imagine
You know what I
that.
mean?
Yeah.
It's a time to reflect on, serving your country. Nobody made me do it. I didn't have parents that pushed me into it. I mean, I'm that corny guy that literally was like, I love this country, and I want to sacrifice. I want to maybe be in a position where if I have to, I'll sacrifice for my country. And I felt like when I was a young kid, I felt like I would be a better American and more of an American if I went into the armed forces and put something in rather than just go and date. And there's nothing wrong if you don't want to join the military, but that's just my personal feelings. Like, I want to be the best American that I can be. So I joined. And I wanted to join the best branch of service that I could join, that I felt would pull that out, the greatest risk, the greatest challenges. And I thought that was the Marine Corps, which I still do. But, that was my choice. I did it, and I have no regrets. I had a great time.
I think there's a lot that can be taken from what you just shared. I'll start with the intentionality between the celebrations, because growing up, my dad didn't do like Christmas trees, Christmas presents a whole lot. We didn't celebrate Halloween. A lot of those holidays, like for me, even today, Easter and Christmas with my kids, like anymore, I think I've been a little more lenient, letting them like have the fun things that they do in those seasons. But I always teach my kids, like, this is the reason that we celebrate. We celebrate Christmas because this is the time that we recognize Jesus' birth. It's Jesus' birthday. And one of my old traditions, should bring it back, is we always have cake. And I don't know if you know, but Jesus' favorite cake is chocolate cake.
I did not know that.
It's a chocolate cake with milk chocolate on top and fudge chocolate in between, because that's my favorite.
That's what not even a cake you can go wrong with.
Right. I actually love cheesecake too. But
I love cheesecake. It don't love me back, but yeah.
Right. But yeah, that intentionality, I think, is super important. Anytime that there's the celebration, we're not celebrating just to celebrate. Like, what's the point of that?
That's the point.
We're celebrating for a reason. You want to throw a party, just throw a party. But this is the 4th of July. We're celebrating freedom, fireworks and all that. This is actually the first year that I bought fireworks for my kids, and they loved it. I grew up popping fireworks, but for the longest time, I'm like, I still, like, it's dumb. You're literally setting money on fire.
Yes.
You spend this money just to burn it.
Yeah.
Why?
Literally,
but it
right?
makes the kids so happy, and I actually let them spend some of their money. So I give them an allowance, and I tell them, like, you have to save $50 before you can spend any money.
Yeah.
None of them had $50. Theirs was really close.
Yeah.
But I was like, all right, we're going to get some fireworks. I don't want to spend all my money, so you guys can spend some of your money on fireworks. And then we ended up having so much fireworks. I'm like, we actually had to do it over 2 days. But I don't know if I actually talked to him about that. We just did the fireworks and just did the thing. So that's good that you call that out, because that's a reminder for me. I want to make sure that we're intentional in our celebrations.
We actually, when I talk to my kids about fireworks and, on the 4th of July, I know at this point, I'm pretty sure they're tired of hearing my 4th of July speeches.
Yeah.
And do you know why we have fireworks? Do you know
why?
That we see that as entertainment, but fireworks is basically a weapon. I mean, it can kill you.
It's explosives.
It's explosives, and they're just basically modified weapons for entertainment. I'm pretty sure I have over the years the speeches change a little bit, and I think there was one year like I went all out on fireworks. One year that I did it. Usually I just let them do a few bottle rockets, but we go places and we watch
Yeah.
fireworks and we socialize with other people because I always see veterans, out at these places. I get to talk to people and stuff, but we have to take in this. I mean, this is one of the things that don't really get talked a lot about, but there's a lot of veterans that this time of the year they can't be out their house, they can't go place, they can't do things. How it affects them mentally, and the bad memories that it brings out. So, you know, these are things that you like to talk to. What is fun now. You know, there was a time when if if you were somebody that was in a combat situation, why would you enjoy the 4th of July fireworks? Why would you enjoy that?
Yeah.
You know,
I hear about that.
you know
Like
what I mean?
some veterans have the PTSD
Yeah.
about the explosions and
So people get hurt. People get their fingers blown off. I'm sure every hospital can say we have reminders that these fireworks are weapons.
yeah.
And this brings me back to sometimes we forget the seriousness of a situation and how we got to where we are. And there always has to be a reminder that it's more than just getting a washer and dryer, on a 4th of July sale, And I just hope that everybody has the opportunity to sit back and reflect and think that unfortunately we have war to decide what people get and what they don't get. Who's in charge, who's not in charge.
Right.
Peace is just not something that just exists just out of the kindness of people's hearts. Disagreements turn into war, and then war turns into breaking up families. Somebody's family member is not coming home because they made the ultimate sacrifice. So let's celebrate, their sacrifices. Everybody's going to do it in a different way.
Yeah,
Everybody's
everybody
going
will
to do it in
celebrate
a different way. I don't necessarily. It's not a time that I walk around and I buy fireworks and we do all that stuff. Everybody knows how at my house I don't bring the mood down or anything. I say, but we're not going to forget that people that I knew in the military aren't celebrating this with me. They're gone.
Yeah.
So
That's a good reminder. Oh man, I feel like this is the heavy episode. I didn't expect it, but it's a really good. I think it's good to reflect on those things.
Yeah.
And to remind people, because not everybody has that experience. We talked in the last episode about perspective and how, if someone doesn't experience different things or leave the comfort of their situation, like they don't understand.
yeah.
One thing with the veteran events that I've recognized is that a lot of the veterans you talked about, like if you knew that the services existed, you probably would have taken
It's a game
advantage
changer.
of them, right? I have also noticed that there's like I don't know if stigma is the right word, maybe like a pride in people who serve, that they don't want people to know about it, and they don't want to be singled out. So with the veteran stuff that we did, you went to the KC event that we did, the appreciation, and we gave the plaques
Yes.
and the medals and things.
Yes.
A lot of people won't sign up for that because they don't want people to know that they were a veteran, that they served. And I think part of that, and this is just me assuming, I never like had the conversations with them, so I don't know, but I assume that there's probably a stigma on people serving in the military. You know, you hear about like Vietnam veterans
Yeah.
who were put down
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
villainized,
Yes. Very
basically.
much so. Yeah.
So a lot of people still have a sour taste over some of those things. But there's also like a pride that, you know, I did my service and I don't need to be recognized or I don't need handouts because of what I did.
Yeah.
You think so?
Oh, definitely. I definitely was in the frame of mind that when I first got out, um, my mindset was no one has to give me anything. So I don't need any handouts. I was in the frame of mind. It's like I got out with my both my arms and my legs.
You're already ahead.
Yeah, and I'm like, I as far as I was concerned, it's like I'm in a good mental spot. So I'm not going to take services that I feel like I don't deserve. I went in with my eyes wide open that I wanted to serve my country, and I did that. I got out, got my honorable discharge, and then I'm moving on, and I'm doing whatever the next thing is going to be. You know, I've done so many things, I've been a part of so many things, and you know, it's great that after all this time I've been out, to have an opportunity, what I feel, to really give back in a constructive way, like because that's always at you know, what can I do to make other veterans feel good, to feel great about what they did, you know. So I love this, and that one we did where the was that guy retiring from driving the bus,
No, it was
where he
a
got that plaque.
recognition. I think he had like 25 years
Yeah,
of service.
just it's just awesome.
It is
It's
awesome.
awesome. And I know when I joined the military, there was talk about how Vietnam era veterans felt like they were not appreciated. So I would say, yeah, there's definitely some truth to that. Like you get out and you kind of lay low. I forget sometimes that I have a tattoo, you know, and people will just like out of the blue and be like, "Thank you for your service." I'm like,
How you know?
how did they know that? You know, it's
That's
like this
funny.
tattoo is like, and then I like, oh yeah, you know, yeah, and I haven't. You know, John came up with a really great thing to say when someone says thank you for your service,
Yeah.
which I have since forgot.
Thank you for giving me a reason to serve.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what he said, isn't it?
Yeah.
I just gotta remember that. That's another tattoo. I should put it right there. But yeah, it's just I did it because I love my country, and I love that we do have the 4th of July.
Yeah.
I do love that. I'm not down on it. I'm not against it. Um, I just like to see more TV commercials, whatever. I just like to see more things say, "Thank you."
Well, I'm going to tell you, thank you for serving.
Thank you for giving me a reason to serve. Yeah, I love people. I think I have a genuine love for people, and you know, it's just it was good, and I am glad that we have the 4th of July. I do like it.
So the holiday, or I guess it's a holiday, National Hire Veteran Day.
Yes,
Do you think that that is something that is valuable?
I do.
Yeah.
I really do. Yeah.
I just wonder because, like I was saying, you know, some of the veterans don't want that recognition, but I feel like the honor should still be there,
Yes.
regardless.
Definitely. And it definitely should be something that gets singled out. They should be in a position where we can get as much word out as possible, like this event is happening, this opportunity is happening. I didn't realize just how many people get out of the armed services and they don't have a place to go. They don't have anything locked down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they may not have a get out and go stay with a brother or a mother or anybody like that, or not even be in a financial situation where they can go and just walk into a job. And I've seen people that didn't plan on re-enlisting and they thought they had an employment opportunity that dried up before they got out.
Yeah.
And you're not in a position where you can say, well, I got to stay in now until it's not like that. And then that adds to the homeless population.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's necessary. There needs to be more of it. It needs to be, it's something that you can't talk about too much. You need an opportunity once you get done serving your country, to then make a life for yourself after that.
Right. I 100% agree. And we're going to continue hosting events, going to continue serving the people, veterans and not. But I do appreciate having a chance to serve the veteran community. It's something that it means a lot to me. My dad served in the military for a short while. I actually met my mom in the military. That song Conception, I don't think I put that in there, but they did meet at one of I think it's like an MP bar or something. And yeah, crazy story. I'll have to tell you about it sometime. Cool. Well, I think that's all the time that we have today. If you guys want to support the event that is happening Friday in Des Moines, we're going to be at DMAC. And again, that's going to be a veteran themed hiring event. There's going to be a lot of those happening across the country, and encourage your veteran friends and families to participate and just help spread the word. That's all we can ask.
That's all we can ask.
We'll see you next time.